Hi, this is Will Cook with the Will Cook Group at Keller Williams Luxury Homes. Welcome back to my video blog. Today we're going to talk about appraisals and specifically, what do you do if they come in too low? Despite interest rates shrinking your potential pool of buyers, now is still a good time to sell as homes prices are increasing, just not at the pace that they were over the last couple of years. However, if a buyer's appraisal comes in lower than the purchase price, what do? We're going to talk about 5 different things that you could do when this occurs. The first option for you to consider would be, and probably what the buyer will ask for, is to lower the price to the appraised value. Check with your realtor and really understand if your house is overpriced for our current market, that may be the best choice for you to reduce the price to the appraised price to make sure that the deal continues. If you feel the house is not overpriced, then there are other options for you to consider. The next option might be to revisit or appeal your appraisal with the appraiser. Appraisers are not perfect, and sometimes they miss comps in the area. And if you're able to justify a higher price by presenting additional comps for the appraisal, sometimes they are willing to make the adjustment. They may not have seen a property that sold off-market that you know about down the street that's very similar to your home and sold for a price that's comparable to what your contract price is. The third option is to ask your buyer to make up the difference between the appraised price and the contract price. This is not usually something a buyer is willing to do, but we are still technically in a seller's market. So this may be something that you're able to negotiate with the buyer. The fourth option would be to negotiate between the buyer and the seller. Perhaps they split the difference, or there's some other negotiation that occurs that satisfies both parties. This actually occurs pretty often. And the fifth option, which is not the preferable option, is if the buyer still has the appraisal contingency in place, they have the option of canceling the contract if the buyer and the seller were unable to negotiate the price difference. If that occurs, the seller can then remarket the property, and if the new buyer is getting financing, you'd have an opportunity to get a whole new appraisal. Again, that's not the preferable option, and we normally work hard to come up with a way to negotiate the difference between the buyer and the seller so that everyone is satisfied and we can move on with the contract. If you have any other questions about the appraisal process or buying and selling homes in our area in general, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you. Email, call, or text us. Also, if you have any other real estate related topics or questions that I can answer, also feel free to reach out with those, and I'd love to make a video about it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.